Boys and girls. Let's continue to talk about flowers today. I bet you have seen flowers like this growing in the grass around your house. This is called a dandelion. And dandelions aren't a real flower, they're actually a weed, but they're so pretty and they do the exact same thing. The flower at the top does the same thing as any other flower. Do you remember from our last story what a flower does? It does two different things. Think for a minute. Here's a hint. It makes something. It makes two things. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. It makes seeds and it makes fruit that hold the seeds. So, boys and girls, the job of a flower on a plant, it doesn't matter what kind of plant it is, the flower on every plant makes seeds and it makes fruit to hold those seeds. Let's talk more about our pretty yellow dandelion. The story I have to share with you today is called Dandelions. See it bright and beautiful and yellow here on the cover? Our story is written and illustrated by Mia Posada. I bet you've seen lots of those in your yard. Let's open up our story and find out more about dandelions. And then I have two projects, two challenges that you can try that have to do with dandelions. Okay, here we go. Dandelions, stars in the grass. I know that some people call it a weed, but to me, the dandelion is a noble breed. Bright yellow petals adorn each one, spreading out like rays of sun. See how the petals of the flower spread out? They spread out like a tiny little sunshine. Yeah, I can see that. In spring, dandelions bloom like gold stars in the grass, growing taller and taller as the warm days pass. They're small, they're hard to see in this picture. Under sunny summer skies, the flowers are visited by bees and butterflies. Remember from our last story when bees and butterflies visit a flower, inside there's that yellow powder called pollen. And when a butterfly or a bee goes from flower to flower, they spread that yellow powder to each of the different flowers. And when that powder, the pollen mixes, that's how the seeds are made. Because remember, a flower's job is to make seeds. The flowers begin to change one summer day. Their bright yellow petals fold up and fall away. So it was a bright yellow flower like this. But then it the petals folded up and they fall off. And when they fall off, in place of the petals emerge fluffy tufts of white, little puffy things. They form a perfect circle, delicate and light. Can you see that? Oh, I bet you've seen that too. Yeah. Did you know those puffs come from dandelions after the yellow dies and falls off? The wind blows them loose sweeping them into the sky. There's the little white puffs, and on the bottom of each one is a seed. That flower made seeds. Like tiny umbrellas, they float up high. See the little white tufts, they catch on the wind, and it's like an umbrella, and it carries it on the wind. And along with it comes the seed that's attached. So the seed is going to find a new home. Every flying tuft the wind has freed carries with it a tiny seed. The seeds are brown. The tufts float on the wind until falling to rest. A nice grassy hillside is what they like best. These are little stalks of grass, and the seed has fallen down into the grass, and it's fallen into the dirt. Do you know what happens when a seed falls in the dirt? Let's keep reading and find out. Into the dirt, a seed snuggles down. Slender new roots tunnel deep underground. Here is your seed, and when it begins to grow, first it grows down into the dirt. That's called the root. The root holds that plant from going away. It gives it its new home. Fragile green leaves begin to grow, sprouting up from the earth below. There's the root, and then green leaves begin to grow. Look closely, and you'll find round buds of green, but bright yellow petals are yet to be seen. Do you remember, before a flower is a flower, it's all closed up and it's called a bud. Do you remember? Did you make a bud and then put it in? Did you make a flower bud and then put it in the water and watch it open up? That's what's going to happen to these buds. The buds slowly open, facing the sky. Sunlight and water will help them grow high. There's the bud. Sun warms them up, water helps them grow, and then they open up, and there are the beautiful dandelions, bright and sunny yellow. As summer moves on, sunny and warm seeds become flowers, and new dandelions grow. All of these dandelions came from those tiny seeds on that big puffy white thing. And that, my friends, is the end of our story. So here is what the dandelion looks like when it first starts. It's that bright yellow, and then remember, it folds up. All of them fold up like this, and then they start to die and fall off. They fall off. And what's left is one of those puffy white balls. And do you remember what's on the end of each of those little puffs? Let's see if I can pull it off and we'll see. I'm going to pull. Oh, is it hard to see? Let me get something so you can see it. See that tiny brown? That's the new seed, boys and girls. There are hundreds of tiny brown seeds all inside those white puffs. You might have taken those white puffs and blown them. And when you blow on it hard enough, it makes all those seeds come loose. Here is one of the things that you can do. If you take a little pot and fill it with dirt, see, I've put some dirt in there, and then take the seeds, you can either pull them out. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of them. Let me put them here so you can see them. Can you see all those brown seeds? Yes. If you take those brown seeds and put them in a little pot, or you could use a little cup, whatever you have, and drop them over the top and water them, in a couple of days, you will get green little sprouts like this, and you will grow some new dandelions. If you don't have a pot and some dirt, here's another cool idea. You could take sponge, a sponge that you have at home. Please remember, ask mom or dad before you do any of these activities, any of these challenges, because you want to make sure that what you take is okay to use. So take a sponge, put it under the faucet and get it nice and wet. And then just like the dirt, I'm going to pull off some of these, some of those seeds. I'm going to pull them off, and then you can sprinkle them on the sponge, spread them out, and keep the sponge nice and wet each day. And pretty soon, just like in the dirt, you will have green little sprouts growing up, and you will have some new dandelions. It takes a couple of days, though, boys and girls. It won't happen right away. But be patient, and that's what will happen, because from every seed, from every different little brown seed, will come a new dandelion. If you don't like to plant things, I have another challenge activity. If you prefer to do an art project, here's an idea too. You can make an art dandelion, but not the kind that's yellow. Here is a puffy white one that you can make. Let me show you what you'll need. You'll need a piece of paper, probably a different color than white so that the white puff doesn't blend in. You'll need a piece of paper, a cotton ball, some Q-tips, a pair of scissors, a green crayon, and some glue. This is what you do. I have one already done, but let me show you what to do. Take your glue, and the first thing you're going to do is to make a big dot of glue. Can you see the glue on there, nice and shiny? Okay, on top of the glue goes your cotton ball. There it goes. That's the beginning of your little puff, your little dandelion puff. Don't forget, please ask mom or dad to help you get these things. You want to make sure it's okay if you use them. I'm going to put this down for a minute because now you're going to take those Q-tips. You're going to take some scissors and cut the Q-tip in half. Let's see if I can do this so you can see it. Can you see what I'm doing? Oops, One part went flying, but here's one that's left, and here's the other one, so that you're going to get two of the puffy parts, two of the little parachutes. And then you're going to take the parachutes and push them right under the edge of the cotton ball all the way around. Push them underneath like that and make them go all the way around. And when you do, you'll have a little dandelion like mine. The only thing that's left is to take a green crayon and to draw the stem on there. I made a curvy line. And then, did you see when we looked at the dandelions in the book? Let's open it up for a minute. When we looked at the dandelions in the book, you can see how the leaves are all spiky. So that's how I drew mine. First, I drew a stem. Then I drew a leaf. I started with a little triangle, and then I did spikes all the way to the stem. And then I went on the other side and made more spikes. And that makes it look like the dandelion stem. When you're finished gluing, you'll have more of the little puffs all the way around, just like the real dandelion. Pretty cool, huh? So boys and girls, there are two different activities for you to do. You can take the little puffs from a real dandelion, sprinkle them. You could sprinkle them on a sponge. Don't forget to get it wet. Or you could sprinkle them on some dirt. You can use a cup or a little pot, whatever you have around your house. And I'm sure that if you ask mom or dad, you could even find some dirt right outside in your yard. And if you don't feel like planting, then you could do the art project and make your own little, mine is still wet a little bit, it keeps drooping. Sorry about that, boys and girls. You could make your own little dandelion puffs with cotton balls and Q-tips. Okay, boys and girls, those are my challenges for you today. Remember, flowers are very important. They don't just look pretty. They have very important jobs. They make new, they make new seeds. That's right. They make new seeds so that plants can continue to grow. Okay, for today, I'm going to say goodbye. Until I see you next time. Bye-bye.